off, what is thermal and what is renewables. Repeat those again. We currently have 46,000 megawatts of forced generation out on the system. 185 generating units that have tripped, and some of those have tripped more than once. Out of that 46,000, 28,000 megawatts of that is thermal, and 18,000 megawatts of that is renewable. And part two of that question, Dan, is if you could give some examples of what is causing these units to be forced out.
I'll try to talk about different types. We've had some reduction in the solar because there's like today, at least earlier today, there was a ice storm going with clouds that was over the primary region where the solar plants are. Those have passed on, and the solar has picked up, but that reduction in output is that for solar. For wind, we talked about earlier already that there were a number of wind turbines, in fact about half the fleet, that were forced out due to icing on the blade. So those wind turbines had to be taken offline to keep from the catastrophic damage to the wind turbine. For the coal and nuclear units and some of the gas units, one reason that they have been out, and we don't know all of the details yet, but there's some limited reporting for into the control room on why a unit is out. But we're going to have to investigate more all of the kind of getting into the details of it. But once we get people power back on, then we'll start doing those investigations. But certainly things like instrument lines that are used as part of the protection system for the plant froze up during the severe cold weather. And so those things took the plants off. It's just various things that froze up because of the cold weather. And then the other thing for gas generation is there's some issue on the natural gas system as a whole, that you got freeze-offs in the wellheads, so they're cold, and so that you're not getting gas out of the ground into the pipeline system, that then to have enough gas to then compress to be used for electric generation and heating people's homes and those kind of things. And so there's kind of an issue there as well. And so it's just a variety of things that go back to the kind of phenomenal level of cold that we saw this week, and the way it's being sustained. There's offline because of water, being able to get water into the plant because of the icy roads, and so that's one that's kind of an ongoing issue right now.
Okay. Question, are restored homes actually keeping the power on, or is it temporary? If it comes on and off twice, is that counted as 2 restorations? Why did people get 1 minute of power and then go dark for hours?
And so I don't know. We'd have to look at the specifics of that. I think it's entirely possible that, as I mentioned earlier, we're trying to balance generation and supply. So as generators go offline, or as load increases because it gets colder again or something like that, we've got to keep that balance. And so we may, just like we did last night, we may be able to reduce the overall aggregate amount of generation of load that's curtailed, and then we may have to increase it back up. Well, how that then reflects out to individual consumers is a function of what the transmission owners, how they meet that overall reduction. And so they may turn areas off and be able to turn them back on for some period of time and then turn it back off. If it's just a minute, it's probably not that. It's probably, I think there are also outages kind of due to ice on